In this presentation, we will process the payroll forms after having a payroll process with garnishments and union dues and compare and contrast it to payroll forms prior to having a payroll that was processed including garnishments and union dues within QuickBooks. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info. Here we are on the home page. We currently have the open windows open. To open the open windows, go to the view drop down and the open windows list. We're going to go ahead and run the payroll as if that was the last payroll to see what the effect is on the quarterlies, the 941s and the 940. To do that, we're going to go to the employees up top and we're going to go to the payroll tax forms, and then we want to see the process payroll forms. So we're going to process payroll forms here. And we're going to take a look at the forms 941. So the 941, the quarterly form, double clicking on that item. We want the quarter end of the fourth quarter this time. And this is a bit tricky because remember, we ran that one as of September, which would be in the third quarter. That was the pay period, the month of September. But then we wrote the check in October, November, December, the fourth quarter. So we're picking up the fourth quarter even though no work was actually done in the fourth quarter. But that's when we wrote the check. So just be aware of that. We're going to say, okay, fourth quarter, that ends on 12/31/18. So we're going to go to the end of the fourth quarter. We're going to say okay and process that information. We're going to scroll down and go to the next so we can see the numbers. We're currently on the fourth quarter. And of course, we only have the one payroll calculated, one payroll check thus far in the fourth quarter. Our 941 isn't really affected by the garnishments there. You'll note that we have the 4,184 versus the 4,387. Those are going to be the two wage calculations, and that's going to be equivalent to the one paycheck we have just run. So that's going to be the 4387.5 minus the 4184.5. That's the 401k employee portion. So that's the difference between the wages there on the FIT wages and the Social Security and Medicare wages. Now, if we wanted to see where this number came from, because we're using it to recalculate the Social Security, it's similar to the last paycheck. This is only one paycheck, remember, in the fourth quarter. So we pay each time that $4,062.50 to this one employee times 1, because there's only one paycheck. And so that's the total. And then we had that life insurance here times 1, which is the 200. The vision times 1 is the 25, and because there's only one paycheck. And then the health savings account times 1 is the 150. So this difference then is due to, this is the check that it would be gross pay, and then we're adding to it the life insurance for that one paycheck, and then we're subtracting from it the vision for that one paycheck, and then adding the health savings account, getting us to that 4387.50. So this account then, 4387.50 for that one paycheck, because we're just in the fourth quarter with only one pay period within it. And we can see how that we would multiply it times the 0.124, which is twice the rate for the individual or twice the rate for the employee side. And that would give us this number, which we could then look at that one paycheck and add the employer and employee together. So remember, we can recalculate it with this information here. Notice what's not affecting the calculation here is the garnishments and the union dues. We're not decreasing the wages for Social Security calculations, and the federal income tax wasn't adjusted as well, but note that this number is what it is. Whatever we calculated it to be on the paychecks, we're just going to add those up and put them here. We can't double check them because it's too complicated a calculation to do so. So that's going to be it. If we add those up, let's take a look at the W2 and W3. So we'll close this out and back to our reports here. And we're going to scroll down to the W2 and W3 in the report center, double clicking on it. And we want 2018. So I'm going to say 2018 and okay. And we're going to go review and edit, next, and look at our numbers here. These numbers are for the full year, remember, so we should be able to add up the quarterlies and get to some of these numbers here because now we have the 4 quarters. So here's the wages, and here's the wages for the Social Security. What's the difference between those two? It's going to be the 37,337.5 minus the 35,713.5, the 1624. That's the 1624 here, and that's going to be for the employee portion of the 401k plan. And then this number, Social Security, how can we derive that? Where does that come from? We can take a look at the 941s, and or we could say that one employee, we had 9 paychecks, gross pay should be $36,562, but then we adjusted it for the life insurance, of which there's only 3 paychecks, because that's when we added the life insurance in our system, and that's 600. The vision 25, only 5 paychecks out of the 9, because that's when we added it to this year, and that's 125. And then the health insurance, 150 times 2 periods, or 300. So if we added these up, we'd say add and subtract them. The gross pay would be $36,562.50, but we're going to add to it the life insurance of the 600. We're going to subtract to it the vision of 125, and add to it the health savings account to get to the 37,337. And that number is here and here. So the Social Security and Medicare wages are there. They should tie out as well if we were to add up the 3 or 4 at this point, 941s. And so then the Social Security tax, this is only going to be the employee portion. So if we were to add up the paychecks for the entire year, we would have to add up just the employee portion. If we want to look at the 941s, we would have to add up all the 941 Social Security and divide it by 2 to get to this number. Or we could take the wages times 0.062. The federal income tax here is what it is on each of the W-2s. All we can do is add it up. We can't recalculate it. So it is there, and we should be able to add it up on the 941s for the 4 periods as well. We can see here box D is showing us what we withheld in terms of the employee taxes, and that's going to give us the difference between the wages that they get a tax benefit for that. C represents the life insurance. W represents the health savings account. And then we've got the state tax information down below with the state wages and state withholding, as well as SDI. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info.